In the distant past of Western civilization, Plato theorized about the existence of ideal entities who dwelled outside or independently of the physical and mental worlds. These beings could be accessed with the mind, in his theory, by the use of reason, which may be more accurately translated to consciousness. Within ancient Greece, we immediately think of the old Greek gods and goddesses. This theory is called the theory of forms. It says that forms and patterns and concepts exist on another plane of existence. Modern psychology and even some physicists also speculate to different degrees on this concept. Now, what if it's true? And what if you could do more than just access these unconsciously? According to Plato, there are two levels of existence: the visible world and the intelligible world. The visible world is the world of physical objects and phenomena that we perceive with our senses. The intelligible world is that world of abstract concepts and ideas that we grasp with our reason. Plato believed that the visible world is not the true reality, but only a shadow or an imitation of the intelligible world. The intelligible world contains the forms, which are the perfect and eternal essences of everything that exists. For example, there is a form of beauty, a form of justice, a form of triangle, and so on. The forms are independent of the visible world and do not change or decay. They are also the source of all knowledge and truth, since they are the standards by which we judge everything else. Plato argued that the physical objects and phenomena in the visible world are imperfect copies or instances of their corresponding forms in the intelligible world. For example, a beautiful painting is an instance of form of beauty. A just action is an instance of the form of justice, and a triangular shape is an instance of the form of a triangle. However, these instances are never as perfect or as real as their forms, because they are subject to change, decay, and error. They also have many other properties that are not essential to their forms, such as size, color, location, etc. Plato also claimed that our souls have a connection to the forms because they existed in the intelligible world before we were born. Therefore, when we see or experience something in the visible world that reminds us of form, we have a sense of recognition or recollection. This is how we acquire knowledge and wisdom, by using our reason to access the forms that are already in our souls. Plato illustrated this process with his famous allegory of the cave, where he compared people who only see shadows on the wall to people who see the real object outside the cave. Now, if we look at Carl Jung's idea about the collective unconscious, we can see a very similar concept as Plato's theory. According to Jung, the collective unconscious is a part of the unconscious mind that is shared by all humans, regardless of their culture, race, or history. It contains the archetypes, which are the universal patterns or images that shape our collective psyche and influence our behavior, emotions, and thoughts. Jung believed that the archetypes are inherited from our ancestors and are expressed in our myths, symbols, dreams, and fantasies. He also thought that the archetypes are the bridge between the physical and the mental realms, since they are manifested in both matter and psyche. Jung believes that the collective unconscious is distinct from the personal unconscious, which can be shaped by our experiences, but also the collective unconscious. However, he believed that the collective unconscious cannot be influenced by the personal. Of course, this is the point in which occultists such as magicians, witches, and shamans beg to differ. In Jung's theory, the collective unconscious is not rational or conscious, a complete opposite of Plato's theory, and these symbols and influences are only activated by situations and interactions with the society and world at large. But they can also be suppressed as well. He also believed that they are not static, another stark opposition to Plato's theory, and that they change and evolve over time. The interesting part about this is if he believed that there was no influence on the collective by the personal, one has to wonder how and why and would the collective change and evolve? What influence would there be to do such a thing if there was only a doorway going in one direction? It is in this area that occultists dwell, the secret that is kept in the darkness, the suppression of your personal and collective power, the belief that a concept like this is only one way. You are only a passive character that can receive and never alter. The occultists believe that this part is the true obfuscation, bent to keep people under control and influence. For truly, if there was a way towards us, there must be a way out towards it. Existence as we know it is a duality, full of dualities. When we are presented with ideas that lack this duality, we should look at it closer and ask the question, what is being hidden? But so far we have touched on the philosophical and psychological. What about the scientific theory? Penrose's abstract realm is the realm of abstract objects, such as mathematical entities that exist independently of the physical and mental realms. Penrose believes that the abstract realm is the source of all mathematical truth and beauty, and that it can be accessed by human consciousness through intuition and reason. He also thinks that the abstract realm can describe the physical realm with remarkable accuracy, as evidenced by the success of physics and cosmology. Penrose's view of the abstract realm is influenced by Plato's theory of forms, which posits that there are ideal entities that exist beyond the physical world and are grasped by reason. Penrose argues that the forms are not just concepts or ideas, but actual realities that have a profound impact on the physical and mental realms. He also suggests that there are three mysteries that relate these realms: how the physical world can give rise to consciousness, how consciousness can access the abstract world, and how the abstract world can describe the physical world so accurately. And so far I have avoided the quantum world, as it usually involves misrepresenting the quantum effect of entangled particles, and people like to dismiss the idea of using quantum entanglement outside the concept of particles and attributing it to bigger and spiritual concepts. But the truth is, we don't know much about the quantum world, nor do we understand it. We don't understand the complexity and scope of what entangled particles means. Can other things become entangled? Can a group of particles become entangled? What types of entanglement is there that we haven't uncovered? How connected is everything truly, and can things be in a sort of entangled state from this realm and the other realm? And whatever you want to call this realm, the collective unconscious, the abstract realm, etc. We also don't know what influence is. How is there a conduit from the collective unconscious towards us? And what in that conduit could be blocking us from influencing it back? One would have to assume that there is a veil that can be pierced or manipulated on some level. Learning about this other realm gives us insight on how to manipulate or use the effects of other realms to adjust or manipulate the world we all exist in. Knowledge is, of course, the basis to all magic and magical systems. Uncovering how these symbols and archetypes, forms, or entities work in this other realm, we can uncover how they interact with this world and how to use this to our own advantage. There are many variations on how this can be done. Psychologically is one of the ones that people can wrap their minds around, but to what extent that certain powers are constantly and actively incorporating this technique, which falls historically into the concept of magic and enchantments. Learning the power and influence over not only the other realm, but the symbolism and its effect on this world, and how to use this for your own goals, wishes, and will, is what magic is. It is the beginning of the use of the unseen to become the seen and manifest in this world. The more one uses this knowledge, the more one gains and understands the other realm, and the more access one gains in being able to change reality to suit their aims. The main question one has when contemplating this path is just, how much can you change? How much can you affect? How much is fluid and how fast can the change be done if things are fluid and changed, as the magicians and witches believe? With all our knowledge of the fundamental physics of the universe, there's still a lot that we don't know about or can explain. We often let the evolution and accomplishments of science to let us think we've pretty much figured it all out. But in reality, we've only figured out a lot of things from one very limited perspective. Now, what if we changed this perspective, even just a little bit? Okay, now it's time to let me know what you think. You think that this other realm exists? If so, can we manipulate it or use it to manipulate our world? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out a small channel like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.